Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. I am just hopping in to do a weekly update and say hello to everybody just to see how the week was flowing for y'all because mine was really good. So I'll wait for a little bit and let some people jump in because I like to keep my word and I said I would be live between 6 and 7 on most Sundays. And today is Sunday. I had a downsized interview and I just wanted to hop in and holler at y'all and see what is up. Hey, Tammy, how are you? How are you? You are the first one to enter the room. So I'm just waiting for a few more to jump on and we will jump right into today's topics. We will jump right into today's topics. So we just waiting for a few people to jump on and join the live. You know, I did forget to check out the whole moderator thing. I meant to do that so that way we can get rid of those silly kids that like to come in and make silly comments. So we got 4 people in here. I'm gonna just give it another minute, see if we get a few more people on the live before we start going, and then we'll jump right into it. Probably won't be a real long one, but I just wanted to jump in because it's Sunday and I usually do my updates. But like I said, I wanted to start doing the lives a little bit more just to, still provide updates and current events. So we got 8 people in the room. Can we get 8 likes? I see we got 2. We just need a few more likes. 8 people in the room, looking for a few more likes. Nice. So we got everybody here. Everybody is here. So I just wanted to jump in. Like I said, it's Sunday and do my usual Sunday update just to say hello and just, keep people abreast of everything that's going on. I did do my downsized video with Christopher today. That was very exciting. And he said it'll be out in a couple weeks. So I'm excited for y'all to see that. That was really fun. So I appreciate everybody that was able to, everybody that's hopping on tonight. Just please like the live as you come in the room. We have 20 people in and 2 likes, so just keep right on liking. So basically, I'll just jump right in. 3 minutes in, like I said, I'm not going to keep anybody. It's Sunday. I know a lot of people watch football. I did. My Eagles won, so I'm excited about that. We are now 4-0. So blow the whistle. Fly, Eagles, fly. So just to get right into things, I had another good week. I completed my first box of the 10 milligram. So that is just amazing because way back in June, as most people know, I did jump on the 10 and I wasn't able to. I did complete the box, but I split it up. I did 2 weeks of 10, did 7.5 for 1 week, and then I went back to 10 for 2 weeks, and then I titrated back down to 7.5 for for about a month. Actually 2 months. I tried it for 2 months, and then I went back to 10. And so far, so good. I'm actually happy that I was able to get through that whole month of 10, and I actually lost 6 pounds. So I'm still coming on down, 84 pounds and 26.2% of my body weight, which is amazing because, we rival in bariatric surgery with just the treatment. So I'm really happy about that. My wife took me on date night last night, so we went to a nice restaurant. So I really enjoyed there. I had a nice steak, as y'all know, with a few nice sized prawns on top. Prawns are kind of like in the shrimp family, for those that don't know. That was really good with some really good broccolini. So, broccolini, the broccoli, but with the stem. So that's really good. Uh, so, yeah, man. Like I said, I'm doing really well. Like I said, down 26%. You never could have told me back in January that I would be at this point. So I feel like it's just absolutely amazing that I could be at this point in my journey, just 8 months in. Um, and the average trial is, hey, beautiful, I'm colored. Glad to see you in here tonight. Appreciate you. Um, Please like the stream if you guys actually are coming in. We have 4 likes and 44 people. So hi from Algeria. Wow, we got somebody from Algeria in here. Amazing. We got somebody from Turkey in here. That's amazing too. So like I said, please like the live as you come in. So yeah, like I said, 8 months ago, who would have knew? Who would have knew I would be where I am? And I'm really anxious, to see where I'll be 8 months from now. Because like I said, my goal is to actually be down another 35 pounds at that time. So that'll put me at 200 with a BMI of right around 26, 27, which would keep me out of that obese category. It would just be um, overweight, slightly overweight. So I actually am excited about that. So hopefully, if all goes well, that's where we end up at. Because like I said, I'm not a person that's looking to jump off. I will actually be a person that will uh, be on one treatment or another, forever. Hello to everybody that's joining the chat. Appreciate y'all for jumping in. Like I said, I was just recapping the week. I did the downsized interview today, and that should be out in the next couple of weeks. So appreciate that. But yeah, dinner was really good last night. Like I said, I had some like a fillet with prawns on top. They were grilled, so that was definitely something that I felt like was really good. Um, I also wanted to actually talk about some of the things that was actually going on, within the GLP-1 community in general. I did see where we had before the fame. Wow. Yeah, so I do got to get the moderators because I do see a lot of these silly kids in here putting silly comments in there. Yeah, so I seen with the GLP-1 community, there was news of the things that Trump was doing with the tariffs. And I think that Charles did a really good video, RMZ did a really good video on kind of dispelling the myth uh, that people had that, um, it would actually be helpful. You know what I mean? So I think that actually is good that he was able to really kind of break that down. So you guys should shoot over to his channel where he records that. And just speaking of that, on this coming, I want to say this coming Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. 6 p.m. Pacific and 9 p.m. Eastern. I'll be doing my video, so my interview with him. So I had an interview with the Downside today. I'll be interviewing with him on Tuesday, and then next Sunday I will be actually interviewing with the GLP-1 review. So really excited about all of that. Um, yeah, so basically, like I said, what I'll be doing is I'll try to do some notifications, do some reminders, so that way you guys don't miss those. But please just like go ahead and watch the replay if you do miss it. He did the healthy men's mentality video not too long ago too, so we probably should if you can jump over there and check that out as well because we really got into the mental health conversation for men because that is definitely a thing, and we definitely should be actually speaking about that because I even have personal male friends who actually are going. You're an interview tour this week. Yeah, I am on somewhat of an interview tour, Darian. I actually have three within a week, so absolutely, man. Just trying to spread the knowledge, man. Spread what I have learned over the past 8 months, on my journey, because I feel like from a distance we can actually kind of save some lives. So, I told Chris tonight, I was like, we impact people, being influencers that we may never even meet, but that's why it's important to get on here and keep spreading that wealth. You know what I mean? Because health is wealth, and I think that that's something that we sometimes downplay. Of how important it is to have the proper information. So yeah, thank you. I actually am excited about that too because just like I was telling Chris, I said, I don't have like a page with a massive amount of followers or what have you, but I do have the best followers. You know what I mean? Yeah, I did. I did my interview with Christopher today. That was at 4. We jumped on probably about 4:20 right after the Eagles game. So that was actually quite decent. We spent about an hour and a half, man. So I'm gonna send him some pictures and stuff. He's gonna get it edited, I guess, and get that thing posted. He's gonna get it. He said within a week or so. So actually, what do I do to do that, Darian? I'm really not sure that. I still haven't figured out how to do that. So do you know what it is that I'm supposed to tap? What button do I tap to make y'all the moderators? On the name? Okay, so I gotta go to the chat. Because I don't have the chat open. Yeah, let me go. All right. So if I click on your name, so I got you as moderator, Darium. So you should be able to do it now. I got it. I got it. Yeah, because I had never done that. So now I just did it. It just click on the name, and it's so simple that I didn't realize it was that simple. Yeah, because you definitely need it. You got all these crazy kids in here putting all these crazy comments. Yeah. Yeah. So where was I? Yeah. So there was like I said, there was I was talking about the interview. So yeah, I did an interview with Chris today, and I was just telling him I was giving him his flowers because I was saying he really doesn't actually probably realize how many lives that he's touching with what he's doing. By because obviously there's people that watch your channels. I mean, they got nearly 30,000 subscribers. So having that many subscribers, there's people that pretty much watch everything that they do. So seeing what it is that they do on a regular basis, and spreading the knowledge and talking about anything from insurance to routine to, I mean, the downsize cruises, you name it. You know what I mean? Darium is timed out by Darium. Okay, cool. Um, hey Jen, how you doing? How you doing? We're just shooting the breeze here. It's Sunday, so I like to while I was doing my updates, I want to stick to making sure I drop in here and do my lives with y'all on a regular basis. So every Sunday, usually probably between 5 and 7, you can catch me here. So just in here talking about my interviews because I did an interview today. I got an interview Tuesday and then one next Sunday. The one today was with the downsized. I have one on Tuesday with RMZ. So make sure y'all mark y'all calendars. We are definitely yeah, it is acting up in the chat. I made Darium a moderator. Hold on, Jen. Yeah, so both of the actually Jen and Darren are moderators now, so they can clean up some of that craziness in the chat. Yeah, them chats be going crazy, man. I don't know if it's kids, bots, or what, but they be tripping in there. Yeah. So like I was saying, basically, when we having those interviews, I like to just give those guys who actually are doing it their flowers because who would have knew? Like I definitely didn't think that I would be doing no jumping in here, doing lives and going on the internet and talking about, weight loss and things of that nature. I really think that, you know, this is, I mean, been such an amazing journey for me. Being able to lose the weight that I have. And I try to make sure that I let people know. I'm not ideal. You know what I mean? Because the ideal weight loss from the trials are 0.5 to 2 pounds a week, and I pretty much lost 3 pounds a week. So that is definitely something that's not. I mean, obviously it happens, but it's definitely something to be thankful for, and I really am. I'm really grateful that I was able to do that. So I just try to like get on, like I said, spread the wealth and let people know, what I mean, like how it is that, I've actually been able to get where I am and that I'm still on the journey, still, getting those non-scale victories, you know what I mean? Hey, Brittany. Hello, everybody in the chat. Please like and subscribe to the channel. But basically, yeah, I got quite a few non-scale victories. I actually went and bought this shirt that I got on right now. I bought it yesterday in the store. So I was able to actually go in the store and you got your merch engine. Yeah. Uh-huh. So yeah, I was actually able to go in the store, pick the shirt up off the rack, try it on, and purchase it. And so many people take that for granted. The fact that they can just go into a store and then just, you know what I mean, like buy a shirt right off the rack. A lot of us got to get online and order. Like whenever, and to go in the store and do that is I mean, it's just different. Like, you know what I mean, and you can literally in the same day buy the outfit that you're wearing the same night. You know what I mean? Now, to some people, they probably like, well, that ain't a big deal. That's a big deal. That's a big deal because a lot of us, we haven't been able to do that. We gotta order stuff. You know what I mean? We gotta order stuff prior to actually a week prior, just to get it by the time that showtime, is shown. I mean, by the time the showtime is here, so for me to be able to in the same day, say, hey, I'm gonna go somewhere and then go buy. I mean, when I was in high school, I used to do college maybe, but since then, no, I order my stuff way ahead, just for simple, simple things like that or non-scale victories that, you just, and I mean, not to mention that, I mean, just the size, like, I lost probably 3 inches off my neck. I was regularly like a 19 and a half, now I'm a 17. So, 20 at some points, you know what I mean? So to drop from a 20 to a 17 is just amazing. So Evangelist Angel Annette. Hello, how are you? Is everybody that's entering the chat? Good evening, and please like and subscribe to the channel. We are just actually going over my weekly update where I was talking about being down 26%, 84 pounds in just 8 months. Because obviously, like I said, a lot of people on the GLP-1 journey lose 80 pounds. Some lose 200 and 300 pounds, but I've done it in 8 months. You know what I mean? And obviously this is not a race, but at the same time, it's definitely something that you have to acknowledge. None of us choose what's going to happen when we inject that pen. We don't know. We have no idea of how our bodies are going to react. We all got different biology, and my biology, I've been lucky enough that it has done really, really well. We have a lot of ladies that follow a lot of the channels, and what I will say is, put it into layman's terms, the average woman carries a baby 9 months, right? So I've been on the journey for just about that long. So if you think about how long it takes from conception to actually being in labor, I've literally lost weight that amount of time. I've lost weight every single week from the amount of time it would take from conception all the way up to a woman going in labor with a baby. And that's a long process. So when you put that in perspective, that means that I've been losing weight for a long time. You know what I mean? So I'm just, like I said, elated at that. Obviously, I don't need to lose 3 pounds a week over the next 8 months. You know what I mean? That would probably put me in a very underweight category. We're not going there, but I'm probably, if I average in today, more losing at like 1.5. So it's absolutely just a perfect scenario for me. You know what I mean? Because now losing that 1.5, just over the next several months, I'm still going to hit my goal. Because I mean, now I only got about 35 pounds to lose. I'm 235, so I don't really want to go beyond 200 pounds. So, because that would put me, like I said, at a 27 BMI, which is overweight, but slightly overweight. You know what I mean? So, Jen said, let's see. I don't know. I'm not sure what that means. But yes, that's what it would do. It would actually put me at kind of like that safe zone. And the reason why I'm saying that is because when I came into this journey, I had only wanted to lose. I wanted not only, but I wanted to lose 100 pounds. What do I like to? And now, like I said, 200 because I learned about maintenance, and you have to have you do need like you need room to fluctuate. You know what I mean? Because obviously you got some ladies that 5 or 10 pounds is kind of enough, but some guys, especially bigger ones, might need 15, 20 pounds. So I figured if I get all the way down to 200, even if I was jump back up to 220, I still wouldn't be obese because I'm 6 foot tall. So I might be overweight, but it wouldn't have me being obese. You know what I mean? So, what do you like the most and the least about the being on a GLP-1? I like a lot about being on the GLP-1. The things that I like is all the life-changing things it done. Number one, with my health. I changed all of my health markers. That was the first thing. Being able to change all of the health markers that I started out being in the negative with, because my health markers started out with the opportunity to, maintenance range and allow for some wiggle room. Absolutely. With the doctor telling me that basically 7 out of 10, I would have a heart attack in less than 10 years. My cholesterol was, through the roof. I had hypertension. I still do have hypertension, but it is at a normal range, and I was able to come off of one of my blood pressure medicines, which was a diuretic, which was causing gout. So I'm glad to be off of that one. I'm still on amlodipine, 5 milligrams. So, it for me, like I said, changed all of my health markers. It made me feel like I was in control, right? It gives me some control because I feel like I can lose weight when I want to lose weight now. Before you could lose weight, but not as much as you needed to. You know what I mean? So I actually have control, so I really do like that. I like the fact that I have control of, what I weigh, so to speak. You know what I mean? I also like, it has created a lane for people to have, just better quality of life, and that's what I have, I'm one of the lucky people that actually pay $25 a month for the 4 pins, because I get the pins, and through my insurance, and with me being able to do that, it gives me that freedom that some people don't have. You don't have to utilize compounded. I don't have nothing against compounded, but I mean, for me personally, I'm just glad that I'm able to actually use the branded pen and get what I need out of it to change things around. Because I mean, like I'm sure you guys know, 84 pounds is a major difference, in somebody's life. Going from 319 being all the way down to 235, it's just amazing. My clothing sizes have all changed. My pants has went from a 40, I was a 42, 44, all the way down to 36. You know what I mean? My dress shirts are extra large, and my casual shirts, I still wear like a 2X because I wear them a little bit larger, but my dress shirts, actual measurements is extra large. When I was actually in like a 3X, regularly before. So, all of that is serious stuff. You know what I mean? I feel like the worst part of it is probably the constipation. That's probably the worst part of it all, because really, literally this month after being on 10 for the complete month, that is probably this is probably the first time I've suffered with like constipation, at that level, because before I could just take, Marilax and Mago 7, boom, get regular. But now I've realized that I need to do better with my fiber, you know what I mean? So I just purchased a fiber supplement, so I will be utilizing my fiber supplement, on a regular basis that will help me, with some of that irregularity. And I do have a line, so I'm going to start taking that probiotic along with that. So I do know being on the 10, I have to get better with my regimen with that, with the fiber and the probiotics. So that's something I do notice that I wanna do. So I'm definitely gonna do that. Adarium says, I agree. That's so impressive. I'm not sure. Maybe I missed exactly what I said. When you eating the entire buffalo. Yeah, well, I guess that is a 20. You see them 26-ounce ribeyes, man? Oh my God, crazy, man, crazy. So, my water intake is amazing. It's great. I'm at I do about 100 ounces, a day. So I think my water intake is pretty good. It's just like I said, the constipation has picked up since I've been on that strict 10 milligram. 7.5 didn't really have the effect. I mean, I had some constipation, but not this level. This level is changed since I've noticed since being on that 10 for the whole month. You know what I mean? It definitely has changed, but I'm just glad I don't have those, the fast heartbeat. So I'm glad about that. But my water is really good. So it's more like I said, it's the fiber though. It's the fiber and probiotic. So that's really what it is. You know what I mean? I do have some moderators in the chat. Jen is a moderator, and I know Darium is a moderator. So, you are going to have some of these, rude people in the comments. But now that I know how it works, I'll definitely make sure that I pretty much keep a ton of moderators going forward. But we have 13 likes, so I do appreciate that. But the other side of it, outside of the weight, with the GLP-1, it's the mental angle of it is something that's serious too. I really feel like the especially in the I want to say the minority community, a lot of us minorities, especially men, struggle with a lot of anxiety, and a lot of mental issues that we never really talk about. So I feel like it's this is allowing us to actually be able to discuss some of that. These communities are allowing us to be able to actually get to the point where we're able to discuss some of that stuff, because a lot of us like kind of push that stuff off to the side and just like to say I'm okay, but we actually not. You know what I mean? So I do like the men actually being able to have that conversation, because obviously this is a female dominated space, so I feel like now it's men like myself, being able to jump out there and put it on like my personal social media and stuff like that opens the door for people. Hello to everybody that's joining the chat, all the newcomers, but it opens the door for for us to be able to allow or have people, to feel, good about being on GLP-1s and, accepting of the journey, and not feeling shy, because some people are really, really shy, about being honest, being honest about it. So I say, if you are one that actually needs the medication, hey, Felicia, good evening, good evening. Thanks for joining the live. I was just here, covering my weekly update and talking about some of the interviews, that I did this week, with or the interview that I did today and the ones that I have upcoming. So I really want everybody to make sure that they jump on RMZ's interview with me. I'm pretty sure we're gonna go live on the healthy mentality for him on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific and 9 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so that's what it's going to be. So hopefully everybody actually jumps in and checks that out. We did do a men's panel before that you guys can check out, and then we also have I have a interview next week with the GLP-1 review. So I'm doing that next Sunday. That's at noon. So I don't know if she's pre-recorded or not, but I do plan on doing that. So that's 3 interviews in 1 week, But just like I said, trying to grow the channel, spread the wealth. Not doing it to monetize at all. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. It's more just like I said about being able to, get people to be comfortable. To take care of their health. Because I'm a lifetime obesity treatment person. I don't see myself not being on the treatment because of what it has done for my numbers, health-wise. Because my cholesterol and everything is just 100%, better. My cholesterol is better than it's been in 10 years. My blood pressure is normalized. Came off of that. At least one of them. My regular daily abilities, they're just so much better. Being able to, just go up and down the stairs and different things like that. I started out this journey walking pretty much a mile a day. I don't do that anymore because of my osteoarthritis that I've talked about in a lot of the videos here. But now I'm getting a surgery. So my surgery will be, let's see, it's going to be October 21st. And during that surgery, what is going to take place is I'm going to have the large toe. Felicia Marie says, I have my dad watch your RMZ interview on Manjaro. It's good to hear the male point of view. Absolutely. He's on Manjaro. Okay, he's on Manjaro. Yes, it is. It absolutely is good to hear the male point of view for guys that are on the journey. So, but yeah, so I'm going to have the large toe fused to the joint, and there's a small titanium plate that's going to be placed on that toe. So Christopher Durham was kind of making fun of me, saying how it's going to affect my weight on the scale because the nodes are could pick up the electricity, but that's just, I guess, the thing you have to, some things you got to live with, So I am looking at getting a different scale because the scale that I have is called Be Well. It's really good, but the body pod is something that I'm, a little bit interested in. And then ultimately probably a DEXA scan. So I did notice, I think losing the grades, she was talking about her DEXA scan not being, turning out pretty poorly because the technician wasn't good. So I think in every, appreciate that Darian posted it. He posted the link in the chat for those that want to check out that interview with me and RMZ on Tuesday. Appreciate that, Darren. But yeah, so we actually are going to have that surgery, and it could change some things with the scale. So I do want to, like I said, look at the body pie, and then I do want to look at getting another scale. The DEXA scan, I haven't really been really pressing that, but I am going to get that ultimately, I think at some point, just to see. Obviously it would have more value if I got it at the beginning, got it now. But just to overall get an idea of my now, because like I said, I only got about 35 pounds to lose now. 35 pounds probably sound like a lot to some people, but in the beginning, I lost 30 some odd pounds in my first two months. You know what I mean? Like the first 2 months. So I think within the next 8 months, I probably could get the 35 pounds off, even if it's slow. You know what I mean? I'm not in a rush. So there's that. So what y'all got in the chat here? Jen says you're going to get shocked. I don't know. I don't know what that means. You're going to get shocked. I don't know if that's about the scale or if that's about. Oh, it might be about the plate. The plate and the. Yeah, I hope not. I hope I don't get shocked doing that. But The plate will actually allow me to actually have. So what they do is they shorten the toe a little bit and kind of like give it a little bit of rocking room, so that way I can kind of do, some more activity a little bit easier. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what the surgery is about. It's only like, I think, like a 2-3 hour thing that I'm out, but I'll be recovering for about 10 weeks. So yeah. Who did my cut? My haircut, it gets cut by my barber. His name is Pete. He is here in the Willow Grove area in the suburbs of Philadelphia. So, but yeah, so basically, we actually are, like counting down to that surgery, because the surgery is just 3 weeks away. So I'll be out of work for a little bit. I guess more time I can get on here and holler at y'all, see what's going on with y'all in the community. You know what I mean, and grow the channel. So I guess we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, like I said, tonight I just wanted to hop on, give y'all a little update, talk a little bit about my surgery, and some of the habits, because I used to do like I was walking a mile a day, but I had to calm down on that because of, like I said, the osteoarthritis was really like kicking up. So with that kicking up, I had to like peel back because I have that arthritis in both of my toes and my left ankle. So I just, right now, I'm able to do the resistance training. That's a thing. I can still lift the weights. I can do sit down chair exercises and things of that nature. So I can still get some movement in, still pack on, I'm still packing in my protein. So I'm not concerned when it comes to that, because everybody know. But everybody know. When will you have to stop for the injection? So that's the crazy part. Like, so now it's conflicting, because I know a lot of people have told me 2 weeks. And then in talking to, because I get my medicine, my new medicine. Like I said, I just finished my last needle in my 10 box on Friday, and tomorrow I pick up my new box of 10 to take my injection this coming week. So I've heard 2 weeks, but at my foot surgeon's office, they said 1 week. So I'll get to the bottom of it. They said that I only needed to stop for 1 week, not 2. So I guess I'll get to the bottom of it. They were pretty adamant in that office that it's just 1 week. But what I'll do is I'll make sure I ask, obesity doctor, what their opinion is on, when to stop the drug. Because they told me 1 week there, but I also heard 2 weeks. A lot of people told me all this time I thought it was 2 weeks. Knowing myself, I'll mess around and stop for 2 weeks, because I just like to be as cautious as possible. You know what I mean? So I like to be as cautious as possible. You know what I mean? But in the surgeon's office, they said that it's 1 week. But I've, like I said, been hearing my own primary doctor. I didn't ask her. She's not an obesity specialist, so I'm not even sure she's the most accurate person to go to for that. But I'm going to find out, though. I'll definitely get to the proper doctor to find out before my surgery, just so I know, because I know for a fact I can take my shot this coming week and I'll be fine. So I definitely could take the one. I'm just not sure if I can take anything beyond that, because that would have to be my 2 weeks. So, because if it's the 21st and what is it? Today is the 28th. So Tuesday is the 30th. So yeah, so you would have, technically, I could do one more shot, you know what I mean, and be within that window. But if what they say is true, I could do 2. So I don't know, either way, I got 1 or 2 pens more that I could take before the surgery actually happens. Yeah. True. The docs do know. They do know all my comorbidities, and things of that nature. So that's definitely. So here's the thing about that. So this coming Thursday afternoon, I have a pre-op appointment. So we'll go over that in my pre-op appointment. So my pre-op appointment is scheduled. So with the pre-op appointment being scheduled, they're gonna go ahead and we'll go over all of those things. You know what I mean? So that's what that's for. So yeah, they're definitely being safe by doing the pre-op appointment and everything. So that way, we know what how what it is that I should be doing for sure. So not too worried about that. So. But yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna stay on too long. You know, like I said, I just wanted to jump in, do a quick live, and just update everybody. You know, holler at everybody, see how their Sunday was going, do my update. Because I did promise that, hey, I'm gonna do my lives with in place of my Sunday updates for a while to grow the channel and talk to everybody and just give them my updates, talk about community news, and I feel like I'm doing that. But I did do an hour and a half video with Chris before this, so I've been on screen talking since 4:20, and it's now 7:20, right? So I will probably go ahead and log out because I'm 3 hours in. So that's good. And if you talk to the anesthesiologist, they know too, since they are going to put you in. Yeah, anesthesiologist, right? So that is a thing. You know what I mean? So I definitely do want to. I am going to talk to them because they'll definitely know. But like I said, knowing me, Darian, I'm really cautious. I'll more than likely I'll probably be the one to go ahead and make sure that I'm being extra cautious and take 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, man. So just to recap, my interview schedule is this coming. I did an interview today with the Downsize with Chris. He will actually be posting that within a week or two. I'm going to email him a few photos that he can add um, during his time editing. I do have a interview with RMZ on Round Mountain Zepbound on Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific and 9 p.m. Eastern. And then I have another interview with GOP1, the review, on next Sunday. So keep all of those things in mind. That little kid in there talking about, do I support Palestine? And actually, I actually do. It's a complete sidebar, but I think it's very, very sad what happened over there. That's definitely a genocide. So I do pray for all of those people over there, and I do hope that there can be some sort of resolution with the whole thing that Israel, did with that. So there's that, and I'm gonna hop off of here. But please, thank you, Darian, for everything you did, being the moderator. I'll make sure I keep you moderator going forward. Jen, everybody, Felicia, everybody that hopped in to spend a couple minutes with me tonight. And like I always end all of my actual regular videos, Obesity Warriors stand up. We're in this together. Later. Have a good evening, y'all.